Good evening, everyone. Oh, this is nice. I like this. Well, my name is Alana Hansboden. Throughout my childhood, people came in and out of the revolving door called family. My father was not a presence in my life growing up, and I was mainly raised by my mother. When I was young, my mother remarried. However, my mother and stepfather, argued a lot, and often their fights would escalate. I grew very afraid. One night, I woke up from the sound of shattering glass and walked into the kitchen. My stepfather was yelling at me to leave the room, and my mom was bleeding. My mom had always tried to protect us from this reality, but when she realized she couldn't keep us safe, she made the decision to move us away from my stepfather. Despite the chaos at home, she always put her family first. She protected my sister and I, constantly worried about my older brother who had dropped out of high school, and invited my uncle, a veteran, to live with us as he struggled with alcoholism. She strived to create a stable setting for me to be raised in. She got up and got dressed every morning and worked tirelessly as an accountant for many years in order to provide a better future for my family and I. When I was scared or sad, my mother and I found comfort in going to the Museum of Fine Arts, walking along the Freedom Trail, and getting lost in stories at the library. I remember shadowing my mom at work. Seeing her at her office in a professional environment fueled my passion for education and a future career. She taught me that education encourages a person to challenge adversity, to strive for success, to believe in their potential, and to achieve their dreams. With my mother's encouragement, I had always known I wanted to go to college, but I had no clue how to get there. My school counselor was overwhelmed, and my mom was busy working, trying to keep my brother on track and to keep our family safe. Thankfully, I had friends who connected me to Bottom Line. Meeting my Bottom Line counselor, Leanne, was a match made in heaven and provided me the individualized support I needed. She was positive, fun, and she laughed at my jokes. Together, we reviewed my GPA, the type of campus I would like to attend, my SAT scores, affordability worries, and residency options. She helped me come up with a list of schools that would fit my needs, and we submitted the FAFSA and other financial aid forms. I was filled with excitement knowing that I would actually be attending college. Leanne knew I wanted to live on campus and suggested Bridgewater State University. I was sold. Sent in my first deposit to BSU, the first major decision in my life. Freshman year at BSU was a pretty smooth transition, and having my Bottom Line counselor, Leanne, visit me on campus felt very comforting. It was so nice to see a familiar face in a new setting. She encouraged me to get involved and build a network on campus, and I did just that. I made a ton of friends and was joining clubs and taking advantage of everything college had to offer. Just when I felt like I was hitting my stride, things changed suddenly. At the end of my first semester, my mother was diagnosed with cancer and had to undergo surgery. Someone had to be home to take care of my little sister and the household responsibilities. With my mom in and out of the hospital, I was the only one who could do it. I would travel from Bridgewater's campus to my house in Dorchester several times a week to take care of my mom and my little sister. Keeping up with my schoolwork was an enormous challenge. Some professors were okay with me not being in every class. Others were very strict about attendance. I had tried talking to my mother about dropping a few classes so I could have a part-time course load. But she refused to let me do it, believing that I could manage through this trial. While she was right, it did come at the cost of a lower GPA. I felt very discouraged at my first semester GPA, but Leanne was there to put things into perspective and gave me advice to help me properly communicate with my professors if I could not attend class. Having some encouragement, I faced my second semester determined to bring my grades up. My mother's operation was a success, and she began several rounds of chemotherapy. I finished my first year of college proud of the improvements I have made, and I was very excited to return in the fall. Sophomore year, with the support of my bottom line counselor, I was ready to hit the ground running. I became vice president of the anime club and joined Phi Pi Delta, which is a local co-ed fraternity. Things were going well, and I was very thrilled to be back on campus, but this did not last long. Right after celebrating my birthday in the fall, I found out that my mother's cancer came back, not to visit, but to stay. As my mom got progressively sicker, my family started pressuring me to leave school and take care of my sister. I knew my mom wouldn't be around for much longer, but even on her deathbed, she would not allow me to leave college. Because no matter what happened, my mom believed that my education was a priority. I had found out my mom had lost her struggle with cancer in the middle of my sophomore year. I was still on campus. It was a rainy night, and through the day, I tried to make it through all my classes. I even showed up at my work-study job. I got a ride home from a friend because at that point, I honestly couldn't afford to go home. I had no money. When I got home, my family pressured me to stay, drop out of school, and take care of my sister. Knowing that this was not what my mom had wanted, I had to tell them that I would not be returning to school. In my mother's absence, it felt even more imperative to fulfill her dreams for me. Even so, losing my mom, when it came to my education, I didn't want to lose anything else after that. My mom's best friend knew how important my education was and agreed to take care of my sister so that I could return to school. My work-study job at Bridgewater offered me a summer position during summer vacation so I could stay on campus, which was a huge relief because it meant that I could have a place to stay over the break. Spring semester was a blur. Coping with the grief of losing my mom left me on the brink of despair. Talking to my mom, was one of the things that kept me going. And I missed our conversations. I still do. But I have to push myself to continue. Bottom line stepped in to help. While I was dealing with funeral plans, preparing to move, caring for my sister, and catching up with all of my classes, my bottom line counselor was on the phone with Bridgewater, securing my financial aid for the next semester and helping me submit paperwork to switch my major. All of the things I wanted to do on campus, I couldn't do because I had other responsibilities at home. My bottom line counselor was there to help fill in the gaps. Despite how much I miss my mom, I felt extremely grateful for the support from Bottom Line and from the network of friends my counselor had helped me grow since starting at college. There have been many ups and downs, but since I made the decision to stay at BSU, I pushed myself to achieve academically and became a leader on campus. Following in my mom's footsteps, I declared a major in accounting, and I am in the process of applying to career opportunities that merge my leadership skills with my academic background. My bottom line counselor gave me the courage and confidence to make it through college. I have learned a lot from the challenges I have faced and have become a stronger person in the process. This spring, when I walk across that stage and graduate, I will be disappointed that my mom won't be there. But I know for a fact she would be proud of my accomplishments as I take the first steps towards my future with my degree in hand. Thank you.